What's up, guys, and welcome back to my gaming corner, where we talk about all kinds of gaming stuff and retro gaming. So, last time you were with us, we went ahead and we talked a little bit about the Nintendo 64, and I figured that we just go ahead and continue on with the Nintendo drawer until we've gone through it, and then we'll move on to subsequent drawers or different drawers. So, let's open up the gaming corner again and see what we have. If you remember last time, we were talking about the Game Boy. That's Brad up there running in the background, if you guys could see. If you don't remember, go ahead and check out his channel. That's Brad. Great channel. He's been a big supporter, and I couldn't thank him enough. Well, last time I said, we talked about a little bit about the Nintendo 64. Now I think we're going to go ahead and talk about some NESs. So, first off, if we're going to talk about the NES, you guys, I'm sure, all remember the big square NES. And I don't have that NES. I have one that's a little different than probably what most of you guys remember. Dogs are going nuts, I don't know why. But this is the top loader. It's a little bit more rare of an NES system. You guys are probably thinking, what is that? It's not the NES I remember. And it does play these style of games, so it is the same NES. It plays the same. There are some significant differences. The pins setup is a little different in there, that you can't use a Game Genie on it. There's an adapter you would have to buy, but there is a way to do it. But basically, this is a top-loading system so that it plugs directly into that. Much better, much easier to use, cleaner startup every time. So that's the one I have. And what's unique about this one, though, is that there's two. Not only is that controller is the unit different, but the controller for it is different. Now, most of you might remember, the standard NES controller. And this is an original Nintendo controller, but what I had to do is I went to the store and the buttons and the start button was all messed up and it wasn't working really properly. But I didn't want to lose the logo on the back that says Nintendo, or the actual logo on it, because the new one wasn't, and it was kind of janky anyway. It didn't feel very good to play on it. So I went ahead and I actually just took that one apart and I just went ahead and rebuilt the insides of this, just put the new contacts in and all new buttons in. And we got a brand new Nintendo controller, works perfect. But you guys remember this old square one, and that's the one that came with the original Nintendo that most everybody has, and I had one of those too. But they made one different for the Nintendo that I have, and it was this controller. And it's not that much different. It's just the shape is different. But what I found about it is that it's curved, so it fits in your hands a little more roundly and smoothly. And I like that. And the nickname for this controller was called the Bone Controller. And you guys can see why. It's kind of got the shape of a bone there. But you can see that it's a little bit smaller, and it plays great though. It feels real smooth in my hands. I love it, and it's a great controller. But there's a ton of accessories, but not for this one, and I don't have a lot of accessories, but I figured today we would talk a little bit about some of the games that I do have. Now, I'm not a huge collector, I go out and try to collect every single game that they have out there. It's just not how I collect the games. I collect games that, I collect hard to find. Something I really enjoy is rare and hard to find games. I enjoy playing stuff that not a lot of people are going to get to play anymore or see anymore. And so some of these games I have are absolutely amazing in that era or aspect. So we're going to start off with, and again, these are ones from my personal library that I just keep for me. These are games that I've played for either as a kid or games that just have some nostalgia for me. So I hang on to them, and these are my private personal collection. So we're going to start off with my first game. My first game I used to play. This is my first game that I had when I was a kid. I used to have it, and it's called Shadowgate. If you guys have never seen or played Shadowgate, it's a little bit different. It kind of goes more of a point and click kind of way of playing, but it's kind of got a mystery in there, and it's really fun. I enjoyed it. If you're kind of into an RPG, click and move kind of thing, this might be the game for you. I think it was really advanced for a time. I think at least it was. Moving on, we got a game here called Captain Skyhawk. This is kind of a, top view, fly around, shoot them, pew, pew, pew. But it was really unique is that this game, you actually, not only did you fly around the map, but you actually had to go up and down with your elevation and left and right. And then at the end of each level, you would line up with the space station, and you actually have to get your ship to turn with the space station to dock. When I was a kid, I could never do it. I always had to get my brother to do it for me, but eventually I learned and I got good. And Captain Skyhawk's one I remember as a kid, and that it's made by Milton Bradley. Look at that. Milton Bradley made that one. I didn't even know that. Okay, moving on, we're going to go quickly through this one. This is Bart versus the Space Mutants. The only reason I have this game in my repertoire is, one, it's Bart Simpson, which is really cool. Two, I used to have this game as a kid. It is the most frustrating game in the world. I'm still not capable of getting past level 2. I don't want to talk anymore about this game. Frustrating. Okay, if you're a Nintendo player and you don't have one of these in your library, you're already missing. You kind of have to have the gold card of Zelda. Everybody has to have Zelda. It was like, this game was revolutionary. This game changed Nintendo completely. And so you got to get your gold card of Zelda. Okay, moving on to another game I used to have. I had this game as a kid. It's called Fester's Quest. It's a really fun game. It's a hard. Butter, stop. This is my dog. Come here, Butter. She wants to. You guys want to say hi to Butter? Here, come here, baby girl. There's Butter. Okay, we're talking about Fester's Quest, Butter. So Fester's Quest, the Addams Family, and all that jive. It was a fun game. It's really hard and frustrating. If you like a good adventure game, this is a good one to play. But if you don't have a book and you don't know how to play, you're going to be so frustrated. Okay, this game is, I think, like one of the most hidden gems in the Nintendo library ever. Butter, stop. Come on, please. So, it's called Guardian Legend. This is a game that so many people probably don't know much about, but the fact that you'd have to play it. This game is huge for a Nintendo cartridge. There's so much to do in it, so many places, so much to explore, so many items, so many upgrades. It's that for a Nintendo game. If you ever get a chance, pick up a copy of Guardian Legend. It's an unknown little gem. Everybody loves it. What's Brad doing over here? Skating. Jaws. If anybody in the gaming world knows, this little symbol right here means the game sucks. Unfortunately, it's LJN. LJN bought up a bunch of video game licensing and they kicked out. They third-party licensed to make games that they bought up, and they kicked out crap. But this is a game I actually really enjoy. It's really short, it's really weird, but you just go around Jaws fighting up and down. I enjoy it. It's a fun game. If you're ever not busy and you're just wanting to kill 15-20 minutes, pop this game in, you can actually beat it in 15-20 minutes. It's a very short game, but it's a lot of fun. I think it is, at least. Another game, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, based on the movie with Kevin Costner. It's a very long, in-depth game. It is definitely worth it if you can ever pick it up. I think it's it sticks right to the movie. And it's a fun game. You get a lot of options and fighting and weapons, and the character management is actually very decent. Rolling Thunder. Now this is a unique card. It's one of the black cards, and we've been looking here at the gray cards, and you guys are very familiar with those, obviously. But there were all kinds of different cards. There were blue cards, gold cards, silver cards, gray cards, yellow cards made, and this is a black card made by Tengen. If you can actually find the Tetris version of Tengen, which is a black card of Tetris, you got yourself a keeper there. You let me know. But Rolling Thunder, kind of a shoot 'em game, just really fun to play overall. I think it was just a fun game to play. Really enjoyed it. Let's see, Kung Fu. I don't like this game whatsoever. My friend from Iraq, he loves this game, and I picked it up for him, so I hang on to it. He's actually going to be here in a few days, so I bought that game for him. Alright, then we got Spy vs. Spy. Same setup, same guy, buddy of mine from Iraq. I hate the game, but he remembers it, he loves it, I keep it for him. Ice hockey, same thing. Buddy of mine loves it, plays it. I keep it for him. Little League World Series. One of my favorite games to play. I've only been beaten twice in the history of owning this game, and I've had it since I was 15. Twice I've been beaten in this game. Against and people are like, oh, dude, you baby. I know who the best team is, but I've played every team, and I've only lost twice. And I was losing with one of them. When I did lose, he was playing with the best team, and I was playing with one of the worst teams, and that's how I lose in this game. We were talking about it just a second ago. I got my copy of Tetris, because I just love Tetris, and the music in it is actually really cool. Music C is my favorite setup. It's kind of this woo 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 kind of thing, and I like it. And Tetris. So, but again, if you can find the black Tengen cart, you're in good shape. I'm hanging on to this one because this is Dr. Mario. It's kind of another Tetris game, but my dad and I used to play it, so I figured I'd pick it up, and maybe when I go out to see him and we do a Unique Drink Guru with him, we can play a little Mario there. And last but not least, Top Gun. It's the most frustrating game in the world. You will not be able to land. But I had like 15 copies of this game at one point when I was selling a bunch of games, so I was able to come away with this one, and I kept a copy for myself because why not? You know, I made my money back well. But guys, all right, so that is diving into my Nintendo collection. If you guys want me to get into any depth of these games, or if you guys want to see some actual gameplay from them, or if you think that that would be something you would enjoy, go ahead and hit me up in the comments below and let me know what game you want to see me play, and we'll maybe go ahead and throw some in there and check out some games and play them together, and then you guys can get to see some of the old retro stuff. I remember I got my first Nintendo in like don't laugh, I think it was 89 we got our first Nintendo. And man, I was in love. It had already been out quite a while, 6 years I think, but we finally got one. My cousin Cheryl came out to visit us when we were kids, and she brought us one, and I loved it. And some of these games, I think Jaws. No, I don't think any of these games are my original games. Oh, wait, I did forget one more game. All right, we'll pull it out. I forgot about it. I usually don't talk a whole lot about this one, and I don't like to pull it out as much because the box is getting a little weak. But I do have also Super Mario Brothers 2 in the box. And yeah, you guys remember these, and I got the full booklet to go with it, and the game is in absolute pristine condition. Except, well, there's this little bit of, I guess what could be goo or something. I can get that off. But the game card is in wonderful condition. And if you don't know much about Mario Brothers 2, this is a very unique game to the Mario Brothers series, only because it's not really a Mario Brothers game. And if you guys don't want to know what I'm talking about, that this isn't really a Mario Brothers game, you guys comment down below. If I can get 10 Mario Brothers 2 comments, 10, just 10, we'll go ahead and do a special video, and I'll explain to you what this game really is, because it's not really a Mario game. You guys, thanks for checking out my gaming corner. We'll see you back on the next one. Later, guys.